whatever your answer can be personally. So here we are with the show every Saturday, 12 to 2 p.m., where we talk about natural, unman touched occurrences from the creator and how they compare to systematically male touched, man touched, woman touched, mankind touched things, because we are far, far, far away, a million miles away from what the creator wants us to be. And even an atheist can probably see that, right? So here we are with the show. The if you all hear me pause, I'm sorry, our listeners. We're we're doing this for the first time, so I'm trying. I'm slow in the studio, so kick me later. All right, welcome again to the History and Principle Show. I'm sorry about that. Welcome again now to the History and Principle Show. I could have did that live, right? We have Felicia in the background. I could have did that live, but now we're on. Let me introduce our other hosts on the panel who will be here with us every week. And we introduced them in just the intro there, but now I'm going to do it live. We kind of goofy up here. Mrs. Doctor Princess K from out of Kentucky. Are you there? I'm assuming that she's. I am here. Okay. Okay. How you doing, Deacon? All right, happy to have you on as one of our hosts. We're gonna let you talk a little bit in a second. We just want to get right past all of the intros. Secondly, is Miss Patricia Brower of Brower Entertainment, Ohio. How are you, Miss Brower? Pat Brower.
I'm good. I'm good. It's good to be here.
Okay, and thirdly, but definitely not leastly, New York best-selling author, straight from North Carolina by way of Philly. You know those people down in New York and Philly and Boston or whatever. They all think that they know more than everybody else. So we definitely have the right person online. New York best-selling author, Mr. Omar Tyree. Give it up for him. Omar, what's up?
Thanks for the introduction, man. Now, I'm targeted almost. I don't know too much, so I'm going to be quiet most of the time now. You didn't already put me on blast.
No, book out the head. No, I ain't gonna roll like that. I'm sure you have a lot to say because we want you to promote the slippers. We want you to promote the tours, everything before the show's over. All of our hosts every week. See, our hosts are superstars, and this is why I picked them. And so we know that the listeners are going to love to hear what they have to say because they're professionals. They deal with the greatest of the great and have dealt and just have a lot for you. And so they're going to benefit you during and after the show. So let's just get right into it. The Principle in History show. Some things that I thought about that I'm going to introduce in a second, but now we have to go to back to our host because we want to know more about you personally. We want the listeners to know. And I'm sorry. I see you keep coming in from Zimbabwe. I'm glad that you're listening. I'm going to turn this off because they're going to hear the phone chiming. We have like 4 or 5 phones in here, ladies and gentlemen, and we have people hitting us up that are listening. They're regular listeners, and I have this one listener from Zimbabwe, and she goes by the name of Nana. Now, Nana, for a lot of you all that don't understand, in African culture, some nicknames are based on the day that you were born. So Nana is Saturday. So this is why we call her Nana. Her surname is I almost said it because she told me her surname, but her nickname is Nana. So she is already trying to chime in from what I see on questions and comments, and we're not even at that point yet. So I'm so glad that you're enthused. Very happy that you're excited, but we're going to get back to that in a second. And so now we want to start with Mrs. Dr. Princess K, and we would like to hear you sound off and tell us about you being this great publicist and how things are in Kentucky and how your clients are doing. You have the stage, madam. Madame, I'm sorry.
Thank you so much, Deacon. Yes, I'm Dr. Kimberly Cecil Jones, aka Princess K, and also I am a member of the AKAs, 20 Pearls for the Pretty Girls.
Hmm.
And yes, and our Vice President at the time, Kamala Harris, is also affiliated with my sorority, AKAs. So the thing that I do with Jones Media for is that we do public relations, we do promotions, we are AI experts, we do podcast production, and we also do classes teaching people the correct way of how to do podcasting, your lighting, your sets, how to get your speakers on there, all those type of things. And honestly, I am just so happy and elated today to be with you guys. Also here, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. Honestly, I am an Illinois girl from Zion, Illinois. However, I reside here for many, many years, a graduate of my bachelor's and master's from the University of Louisville and my doctorate from Meridian Christian University in Dallas. And here in Louisville, and just the whole state of Kentucky, everybody loves our governor. We do have a governor, Democratic governor. His name is Andy Beshear, and he was in the top 3 as a running mate, possibly for Vice President Harris at the time. And I think everybody has heard of the name, say her name, Breonna Taylor, who was viciously murdered here in Louisville by
Right, old friend of mine.
Louisville Metro Police Department.
No, so she's no friend of mine. So yes, that hits me pretty hard. She was a personal old friend of mine. It wasn't, yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. My condolences goes to you and also always to their family.
Definitely.
I know it's very hard to get through those things, especially when the people that are supposed to protect and serve are the ones that kill you. But we're just making it here in Louisville. Very racist here, but we're making it through, and we're standing up.
I mean, I didn't expect that. Now, that's the kind of thing I expect myself to say, and for you and Brother to be saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe you said that." But that's what I want to hear, because this is that sound show. So Princess K has just kicked it off with exactly what the show is about: telling the truth, stopping the systematics. I'm sorry, Princess.
That's okay. When you have a senator like Mitch McConnell, and I think he's known worldwide, we call him Darth Vader here in the state, great state of Kentucky. He's been the majority and the minority leader of our U.S. Senate with that turkey neck. However, he's way out. And we do have some, we got a coon that's trying to take his place. If you all ever heard that song called Look at the Coons, Daniel Cameron, yeah. And so, we just stand up here, we stand up for what's right, what's true, but I'm one of the 92% that voted for Vice President Harris, and we're just kind of sitting back for a moment watching the whole country just blow up. And we're doing some stuff behind the scenes, protesting businesses. And all you have to do is look at the numbers for Target and see that our black dollars really mean something in this country. Because we stopped shopping at Target for about 40 days, and I mean, their numbers are tanking, absolutely tanking. And we're doing the same thing with Walmart right now and other businesses as well. And we're getting teams together and organizing and mobilizing in different ways. But you'll see us out in the streets soon enough, but just not right now. We're exhausted. And America showed us that they don't care about us as black people. We knew it, but putting this particular person in office for a second time is showing us that America really doesn't care about us. So we have to care about ourselves and do what's best for us.
Right, I hear you. A couple of things that we have to know to our readers. Now I think that I'm at the newspaper today. Our listeners is that the show is a non-systematic show, and this is nothing against our co-host. But we normally say melanated people because there's no country called black, no language called black. That's systematic, and we don't. The whole point of the show is no systematics. We're comparing the truth against man-made lies. So definitely I appreciate everything that's being said, and we want to finish the rest of the introductions, and want to thank Princess K, because we're going to get back into her again with more with our schedule here. And go now to Miss Patricia Brower, proprietor of Brower Entertainment of Ohio. Give us a brief description on Brower Entertainment. We know that you and I go back, and Omar and I, and Kimberly and I, Princess and I, go back a lot of years in Chicago and throughout the industry. So we know that Brower Entertainment started in Chicago but made its way to Ohio. So let's talk about that real brief. Miss Patricia Brower of Brower Entertainment.
Okay. Sorry, getting choked up already. Let's see. So yeah, I'm Pat Brower. And as he said, I live in Columbus, Ohio. I did start the music industry business in Chicago. I went to Northwestern University and studied entrepreneurship there. That was one part of my studies, and I decided that I wanted to go into the music industry, and so I pursued things, all music, while I was there. Right now, I have Brower Entertainment booking agency, and actually, post-pandemic, we do PR as well. So when we bring clients on, I mainly work with independent talent. I book national acts upon request. But when we when we bring on talent, we do 3 months of PR for them initially, post-pandemic, because things have changed so much in the booking industry.
Yeah.
That we feel that PR and marketing worldwide has helped the artists get recognized and get their let's say likes up or whatever more quickly. So I combine the PR and marketing with booking, and that's the niche I have in the business, working with talent, and it has excelled a number of my clients, very well in what they're doing, going to the next level and the next level. And I work with some acts that were already established, and what we do is just take each client to the next level in their career. And it just helps grow.
Pat, I'm sorry, Pat.
I'm probably rambling now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Pat. Can you like briefly talk about the what do you call it, the front ticket to various live competitions like American Idol, because you were doing your local version of that in Ohio.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hold on one second. This is my meeting. Get ready to end in 10 minutes, but he can. Hopefully, it will not end because.
Yeah, right. Because we're live in front of thousands of people.
Okay. So ignore that.
Right, because what you say is being heard live by thousands of people.
Okay, so so prior to Brower Entertainment, well, not prior to, before the pandemic, I ran something called Ohio Talent Seekers Reality TV Talent Competition, and basically with that, I kind of mimicked America's Got Talent and combined all the reality shows and called it what I just mentioned. And so we had talent from all over Ohio come do our live shows. We had live theater shows. We did 4 live shows. We did the online voting, the in-studio, in the theater voting, and things like that. And what we would do, the winner was chosen. They would get an all-expense-paid trip to go and audition for the reality TV show of their choice, and they would win $1,000 a night at the show. And like I said, we did an all-expense-paid trip. So that was going very, very strong before the pandemic. Had to stop it at the pandemic, and then after the pandemic, everything was just so out of sorts with the theaters. Everybody was calling me saying, hey, let's get started again, but, it's going to be double amount to rent the theater, less capacity, because we can't have everybody in the theater. It was just so many things that it just didn't seem productive to keep that show up and running on my own. So, so I stopped that show and I continued on with the booking that I was doing. I was a booking agent prior to. I was a booking agent in Chicago, brought it here to Columbus, stopped that for a while. I ran that show, and then after that show was over, I picked up booking again, and that's where I'm at right now. So the Ohio Talent Seekers reality TV show, talent competition, is not running right now. But if there is somebody that wants to invest in it, I can bring it back up. But it is a big, huge production, just like you see on TV. We tried to bring that locally.
And I was one of those judges back when, along with the songbird, Legend, his brother. John Legend's brother. So it was pretty great. I just got with my ballroom staffing show. Just signed with Skilo Music and Sony Orchard, with Sony Red at the time, now Orchard, and they hired me to scout a little bit for them. So that was a great time, a great situation for me. Omar Tyree. There's the rhyming again. Omar Tyree, we're gonna have you come in, and from there we're gonna take a short break so we can deal with some technical things. It's the Unsigned Independent Artist Show coming up next. But right now, we're in the midst of the History and Principles show with Dr. Princess K, Miss Patricia Brower, and New York best-selling book author, Mr. Omar Tyree. Omar, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for inviting me to Chicago. And, radio is going to be broadcast to everyone. I actually wanted to move to Chicago. I'm a Philadelphian. You guys had a classic movie called Cooley High that really had an impact on everybody that grew up in the 70s. And, I'm a 70s kid. I was born in 69. So, of course, I don't remember the 60s. I was just born in the 60s, so I grew up in the 70s. And we all idolized Chicago with those characters from Cooley High. So I actually came out to Chicago in early 1992 in January, trying to find an apartment to live out there. And I didn't have a job yet, but I had money in the bank and I had interviews. And the manager of the place that I found on 88 Cottage Grove Avenue, he said I
I'm sorry, Omar. It's Cottage Grove, but I got you. Hold that thought because we got to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in a second. Yeah, Omar?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, cool. You're doing great. It was my intent to run a commercial first, but I'm doing 3 or 4 things at one time. It wasn't my intent to have you just start talking. But I was going to run a commercial first to give Pat time for whatever she was talking about. But Pat, when there's a technical situation, don't talk about it on the air for everybody to hear it. She hear her?
Yep. Did she hear you?
Pat. I think
Yeah,
Pat.
I'm sorry. I was muted. Sorry about that.
Right, yeah. Just say, just whatever. Talk around it, but I know what you mean. And then I will go, to a commercial or something.
Okay.
So because we have to keep it like so professional.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm nervous, but yeah. Okay. I hear you.
You know what I mean? And then because I got a few potential sponsors that are listening in, and I want their money because I need to pay. I need to pay people.
Okay. So I need to know how this Zoom works because I still see 4 minutes left.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So does that mean it's gonna run out and knock us all out, or you know what I mean? So I'm giving you time running these commercials, and then the next thing I'm gonna play this song that I'll be sure made for the station, and that'll give us more time to do whatever we need to do right now. Hold on a second, just follow with me. About to go hot. So I'm glad you all know when I say we're about to go, because if you were in the studio, it would be a big old red light that says on the air. So when I say go hot, you already know. I know Princess already know because she's doing broadcasting. So
It's gonna cut us out. So the Patricia, if you could maybe send us another link, make one up real quick, send us another link, we can log on to that next
All right. Welcome back. And listen, I'll be sure. What's going on, buddy? I know that you're going to be a guest on the show real soon. He made a dedication to the network and the radio station. So we're Rehouse Alexa on the global, and locally we have a community house music station under the St. Paul Grand Lodge, Fred Accepted Martin Masons, Dorcas Grand Chapter, Order of Eastern Star, our junior Field of Moral, Masonic and Eastern Star organization. WHOS 89.9 FM, 10 Mile Station here in Chicago, and the world's first and only 24-hour house music station on the dial. You all know that how Chicago is known with the creators of house music. If you see anything anywhere in the world where they're saying the term house, then that's Chicago. I mean, if they say electric or dance or whatever, that's anywhere, New York or whatever. But when they use the term, they don't have to say Chicago first. They don't have to say Chicago house music. If they say house, which you hear it on TV, you hear it on movies, I'm so proud of it because I know that I was raised here. Princess was, I believe, was raised here as well. I was around when she and she was around. Well, we were around, but I mean here in Chicago, and I was physically around when a lot of those gentlemen that were doing it in the warehouse and in the basement of your house, which are the two terms and reasons of why we call it house. Because number one, it started out with DJs in the basement mixing disco, etc., etc., etc. Four on the floor, two on the floor, and then the actual warehouse on the east west side, west east side, east by west side. Is where a lot of famous DJs did a lot of mixing. Now, our local NBC did a story back in '86, but house music as a practice started in 1980. Prior to that, we had Frankie Knuckles, rest in heaven to him, in '78 with Larry Levine down in New York at Studio 54. Is it 54 or 52? Either way. And so yeah, we really coined it and made it a national and international thing. So now we're going to be working on a movie and a sitcom and everything about house and Chicago style stepping. So when you think about stepping, house music, hot dogs, you're thinking about Chicago. Don't be thinking about Kels. Don't think about Kels. He's in jail. Oh, it's rhyming again. Anyway, so let's get I'll be sure on the air, and we'll be back in a second. Misunderstanding. I'll be sure. Combine house music with swing. Hey, are you all listening to this on a separate outlet, or can you hear it? Can you hear it from here, from my studio?
I can hear you so far.
No, I'm saying, can you hear? Can you
hear anything that you're doing in the studio?
No, what I'm saying is, do you have us on? Do you have a separate phone or something where you can hear the show itself? This. Okay. Wow. Hello. Oh my goodness. Glitch came. Let her go off without a glitch. Where is Faith Evans? Hello, Facebook. Who's tuning in on Facebook? Is anybody? Wow, I'm matching. Hello? I don't know what you're planning. Oh, boy. Hello? Waiting for a host to start the meeting. So we gotta wait for Pat. And so this is the time that I'm supposed to be introducing the hosts. Yeah, Pat? Huh? Hello? Oh, dog, I keep forgetting. This brand new phone, it doesn't have any audio on it. Gotta send it back. But so I'm back on Zoom, but it's waiting on the host. And this is the time we supposed to be interviewing the film producers and all of that. So they're probably trying to get in too. Okay. I don't know how it stayed on Zoom all the other times, but this time it doesn't. But it happens. Wow. So I've lost the way for the hosts and the guests. Hello? love it. I love it. I'll be sure to make this song strictly for We House.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Everybody's back on?
Sister Kim, I gotta call her.
Okay. Because the guest should be calling in now. We're gonna finish out Omar finishing out his thing, and then we have to ring in the two hosts, the two guests if they're on as well.
Cottage Grove.
Right, Cottage Grove. You call it Cottage Grove. That's cool because I used to call it that too, and I'm from Chicago.
I just forgot about it.
But I like it though. I like it. You just gave me something. I'm gonna. That's an event that I'm gonna have on the south side on that block, and I'm gonna change it from Cottage Grove to Cottage Groove. They're gonna love it.
Yeah, it's just me not being from Chicago. So
Nah, it's all good. All you gotta do is think about just groove tonight. Share the slice of life. Let this groove. I wish I had time. I'd play that. See, that's the type of show this is gonna be. It's gonna play off everybody. It's gonna be script, but then some of it is not gonna be script. So what I'm running right now is a 3 minute promo of the station and the network. So we got a little time. What you say, Pat?
Okay, let me jump in. So we get 40 minutes at a time on this. I didn't know that I could come back into the same meeting. So sorry it took so long. But somebody's gonna have to pay for Zoom for us to be able to have a 2-hour time frame. Or you can use my Google Meet because I pay for that.
Right, because I'm saying when we did your thing, we were on for a while. So if we can go through yours, that's fine. Otherwise, we have to go through Meet Teams or one of those other group like business ones.
Yeah, I have a business Google Meet. So just to let you know that, so I can do unlimited time.
Right.
Zoom, if we don't pay for the service, it's going to cut us off every 40 minutes.
yeah.
That's fine. What are we now in time? Yeah, 40 minutes is fine. If that happens, I'll just throw in some more music or whatever. But 40 minutes is enough.
We'll get back on. Okay.
Yeah.
If we do that, we got to map it out and knowing exactly what it's going to cost so you don't get thrown off.
So you can see, I think up in the Zoom meeting, I don't know, it just says 40-minute meeting, but it tells me like you got 10 minutes left, but I can't say anything when you're online.
Right, so we're on air. I mean, that's just for today anyway. But next week we can go through your page situation or whatever we work out. Yeah. So hold on, we're about to go live in a second. Okay, so Faith Evans did a promo for me. I'm running that now. That's a few seconds. From there, I'm gonna go to another commercial so that we can. This thing is killing me. Had to play that twice, you all. I'm sorry, listeners. I just love Faith Evans. That's all. Yeah, I have to clean that up because I wasn't paying no attention and it ran again. So, nonetheless, is she back on, Pat?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, while she's doing that, Omar, we're gonna finish up with you. Finish what you're saying. 5, 6, 7 minutes, and then I'll open up the intro for our guests. I guess whenever they finally come on. I told Skinner 12:30, and it's 12:31, and I told Harold Dennis 12:40. So we're actually 9 minutes ahead of time for him, but Skip.
What want to send him the link because they may have not gotten that email.
Yeah, they did. Last night I hit all of you all up last night to ask you all. But yeah, Harold Dennis emailed me and confirmed me last night and this morning that he had it.
Okay. I didn't get it.
Right. So Harold is fine. He has the link. All he has to do is click it like the rest of us. But Skinner said that he had the link, but every time I hit him up after that fact, he never responded. I know you're a big time movie producer, so I don't know. I don't know, but I'll announce his name if he gets on. Fine. If not, we'll just we'll improvise, and then when Harold get on, because they've worked together. Harold is the star of Skinner's Pieces of a Dream movie. So I'm going to start off with Roger Ebert. Where is that at? And have him talk about the Pieces of a Dream. But he doesn't call it pieces of a dream. He calls it pieces of a dream, not pieces. Well, whatever. He's saying it wrong. Pieces of dreams. That's what he called it. Pieces of dreams.
I'm gonna mute myself and call Kim.
Okay, we go right over. Okay, the new ad is on and it's rerunning. So in about 25 seconds we're gonna go live and reel you right on in. But you're coming through real good. All of you all are coming through real good through my mic, so that's beautiful. But what I was asking was, were you all listening to the show on an alternative outlet, on another listening device? It sounds better when you can hear it like everybody else.
But we can't do that while we're listening, right? We got to
Right, no, I figured you might have had something on in the background, like in the back of the room where you can hear where it won't interfere.
Well, put that feed into the interview. You don't want to do that because it's back in. You want to have silence.
No, well, you may have another headphone in one ear and another headphone in another ear, and you hearing us and all of that. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Come on, 3, 2, 1. All right. Welcome back to the History and Principles show right here on the wehouseradionetworkalexa network and local WHOS 89.9 FM, Chicago, and the world's first and only 24-hour house music radio station. Thank you to I'll Be Sure, Miss Faith Evans, all our reran commercials. This is our first debut show, so man, we want to thank all the listeners for tuning in, and we want to finish ringing in our other hosts before we took our last break. Omar Tyree was talking about his love of Chicago. New York best-selling author, Mr. Omar Tyree.
Yeah, so I was pronouncing it wrong. But I had a spot on 88 in Cottage Road, and it was beautiful, man. Second floor, 5-way. And I told the guy, I said, look, I'll pay 3 months in advance. I got job interviews. I just came out of Howard. And he was like, no, I just can't do it. You don't have a job. I can't do it. That stopped me from being settled in Chicago. And after that, I went back to Maryland, outside of Howard's area, outside of D.C. And that was it. So I've been flying back and forth into Chicago for a minute. But that changed my life. That was 92 in January. It was freezing cold. I would have been in Chicago.
Wow. Good story. So let's talk about your book and let's talk about your gear. I saw it online. Your slippers, your tour.
You talking about the whole Fly Girl coming back. Yeah, Fly Girl for the Love of Money and Boss Lady. It's the whole trilogy. You know, that was a book that started the whole urban street trend that they call it in literature. I just call mine urban because that's what black radio started using, urban.
Not in radio, but I got you.
Yeah, and they just wanted to use that word urban. So I started doing the same thing. I was the first person to do that. And then it turned, picked up, and took off. And then a lot of people that was reading and writing books from jail started using the term street. And then they tagged it onto the urban. And then it became urban street. But I started urban first, and then the street came after that.
Okay.
Yeah, right at the time where I was coming out to Chicago and trying to, get established out here.
So do you have any tours coming up? I know you're hitting the colleges.
Oh, yeah. The colleges, I used to do all the different events. I was like a main speaker doing that's about 25 to 40 colleges a year. And then it all stopped when Barack up. I had 10 cancellations in the first quarter of 2009.
Wow.
And they were all calling up and said, we got to see what our budget looks like, Mr. Tyree. We got to postpone it. And of course, when they postponed, none of them called you back. And from that point on, in 2009, we couldn't get the invites that we used to get to all the colleges that asked for intellectuals and book writers and artists to come out. And then the next thing you knew, they would invite reality show stars and then social media stars. So that was the transition happened where they pushed us writers back and started pulling the reality stars and the social media stars into the fold as hot and popular people.
Right. I mean, but what about the movie? I mean, at some point, Lionsgate were talking about making a film with one of your books.
Well, you know, you got to drum up the capital for it. That's why when we put the book back out this year, this summer, I'm going to be in Chicago the 17th and 18th of July. And you put the books back out and you try to get that support again from the new young crowd. Because the older crowd knows it. But it's the new young crowd. It's a teenage book, Black Girl is. And then she grows up with a love for money and then she becomes a boss lady like Oprah Winfrey in the third book. But yeah, we got to start breathing again. Hollywood is a hard game if you're not out there all the time. And
Right.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to it whenever it happens. We were going to, two of our special guests today, and that was a beautiful segue, Hollywood. Speaking of Hollywood, one of our guests is an accomplished film producer, a big, huge independent film producer, which goes to show that you don't have to be a Hollywood person. And just for the record, for all of our listeners, because the History and Principles show combines the 7 principles, which we'll read in a second, and the principles are natural and organic. Are we using those principles in everyday human life? We know that when we put our hands on something, it's going to be messed up if we don't use the creator. And so some people, it's more money than anything, and that's how it is. But nonetheless, Ski Skinner out of the Midwest, film producer, has some films that he's working on with Vivica Fox and A-listers like that. Produced a show years ago, and I actually was looking for an interview that Gene Sisco did with Roger Ebert, rest in heaven, years ago about the movie. The movie is called Pieces of a Dream, airing right now on Tubi, Netflix, and all of your famous streaming network channels. Big movie starring Harold Dennis, who's also going to be a guest on the show today. So Ski Skinner.
On the line.
Right, Ski Skinner. Thank you, Ski Skinner. Harold Dennis, both a part of Pieces of a Dream, which Roger Ebert called Pieces of Dreams. So anyway, to have those two great guys talk about your project is very huge. So if Skinner is not on the air, we'll have Harold Dennis, who is an accomplished actor from Chicago, several movies, and he's an acting coach. So before we have Harold Dennis speak, I'm going to actually Pat is and Princess are supposed to read 2 principles of Kwanzaa. Omar is supposed to read a principle, and myself. Now, if I have to read all 7 of them, that's not a problem. Are you ready, Pat, to read your 2 principles?
Yes. I can start off with Ujamaa, cooperative economics. These are Kwanzaa principles. And it means to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. As I mentioned before, I have my business, Broward Entertainment, and the reality show that I talked about. So I am operating under Ujamaa.
There you go.
And then the next one is Nia, purpose, to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. And I believe in all my businesses that I've run, especially the Ohio Talent Seekers reality TV talent competition. I brought people together from all nationalities to perform on stage to help excel their talent and take them to the next level. So I believe I've brought communities together through that purpose. And Steve Skinner is about to come in, just to let you know.
All right.
I'm done.
Okay, beautiful. What about Princess? We and thank you, Pat. I love it because the way you did it is the way it's supposed to have been. It all wraps up into what you do, which is why I've asked you and everyone else to do a particular principle because it jumps right into what you do personally. And I think Princess K's is Umoja and. And I would not even begin to pronounce this because self-determination is Princess there. Can you give your principles?
I sure am, and I wrote down because I got to do that hooked on phonics thing, right? I wrote Coochie Chakalia. Coochie Chakalia.
Right. Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And Ujama.
Right.
Okay. So, what do these two principles mean for Jones Media in comparison? What I can say is that determination throughout the pandemic. I was producing 13 shows on Sundays, so we called that Jones Media Super Soul Sunday.
Ooh.
And those 13 shows, we were flying high. They were professional. They were on terrestrial FM radio station here in Louisville, Kentucky. And the pandemic just absolutely wiped us out at that particular point. But I was not going to give up on my dreams and what God had given me. So I just had to have that self-determination, even when people tell you it's not going to work. I don't know why you're still doing this. It's going to work. If you have a vision, if you can see it, believe it, you can achieve it. I definitely believe in that. And also in the Ujama, collective work and responsibility. I like to network with other people and also to make them prosperous as I grow as well. And there is a responsibility of just being a human being on this earth. And the great Muhammad Ali, which is my cousin, and also from right here, Louisville, Kentucky, he always said that doing good is the price you pay, basically your rent in heaven. So I believe in that responsibility to help other people. It's not always about me. So Coochie Chakalia and Ujama are very much evident in my business practices and my business acumen.
Thank you, Omar Tariq Kumba.
Yeah, Kurumba is of course creativity, and I've been doing that my whole life.
Definitely.
My mother's the oldest of 8, and my father's the oldest of 4. And back then, it was the big baby boom era, so we had a whole lot of aunts and uncles and cousins, and I was the oldest of the next generation. And so I was creative because I was mature. I was watching what a whole lot of my older relatives were doing and getting involved in, and we had a movie family. What I mean by that, my family loved the movies, and they would go to the movies every week. And back then they had what they call triple features. So you go in there and you watch 3 movies. I'm 5, 6, 7 years old, and I'm going to the movies with my uncles and aunts and cousins on the regular, watching 3 movies at a time. So I go in there and watch 6 hours of movies. And so I grew up that way. Later on, I moved to another area in Philadelphia. I was born in Westbrook, and moved to an area called Mount Airy, which they call Uptown. Those kids weren't in, extended families, the large families. They had regular nuclear families, mom and pop. So they didn't have the creative acumen that I had being around older people, watching older art. And so I kept doing it, telling stories. Now it's about football, now it's about girls, now it's about parties and hip hop. And then once I got to be a late teenager and you go to the college level, now you start writing. And so that's how I became the storyteller that I am. I'm the dude in Chicago that's watching everything and conversing about everything. And then when I got to be an adult, now I'm the one that can talk about everything and put it in pictures, put it in books, put it in, television, put it in the song, put it in the poem. And so that's what Kawumba is, creativity. And I've been that way since I was a kid. Now I'm 56 years old and an old head master. Philadelphia.
Right. So definitely Karumba because you have lava you have Hot Lava Entertainment with music and so forth and so on. So yeah, definitely, and I love it because everything. The reason why I asked you all to do what you did is because those things fall in line with what you all individually do. So that's a beautiful thing. And finally, it's Imani, which is faith, and that's for me God. Period. Nothing else to be said there. And so now those are the 7 principles, you listeners. I encourage you all, no matter what your complexion is, because all life comes from East. Period. And what this show will be doing is be debunking all of the lies, all of the misconceptions. If you're living in America, then you know that the name America comes from Amerigo, which is a Latin, and you only have Negroid, Mongoloid, and Caucasoid. So that's a Mongoloid. The country was created and ran by Mongoloids. It still ran. America has to pay rent to the indigenous, to the Native Americans, as you call them. So there's a lot going on, and we're going to be talking about that orange dude in the White House. We're going to be talking about a lot of things as the weeks go on. So make sure you're tuning in every Saturday. All right, 12 o'clock noon Central Standard Time until 2 p.m. right here on your number one source, Wehouse Alexa, WHOS 89.9 FM. And our hosts are going to be here every week, and these are big-time people. Thanking them for taking out their time to be with us on the air and be hosts of this great show. We're going to build it up. Thank you all for tuning in. And let's get back into our guests. But before we do that, let's do some house cleaning. wehousealexa@gmail.com. If you want to advertise on the show, sponsor the show. Wehouse Radio Network 357 @gmail.com. Wehouse Radio Network 357 @gmail.com for your comments, your suggestions, things that you like to hear on the show. Nothing is taboo, as you can hear. Nothing is taboo. So we want you all to be a part of that. And we are live right now on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and X. And while we're talking about online, we have a comment for the group from I'm blind as a bat. See, everybody on the air is 50 and older. Everybody on this. Also 50 and older, so the eyes are going real bad. Her name is Jess Maybell. That's what she calls herself. Jess Maybell. She says, "Hey guys, good job." She says, "Good job, y'all." I appreciate that, Miss Jess Maybell. Thank you all. Keep the comments coming. I think Pat, Princess, and Omar have their own pages. So if you want to hit them up there and say, "Hey, I was tuning in and I want to say this, I want to say that," and then let them know. And then when the new show comes up, they'll definitely thank you all live on the air. All right. So let's get into it. This is one of our guests, our special super guest, and I'm so happy that he took the time to come and be with us. Actually, we're going to interview both because we were supposed to have had one for about 10 minutes and then the other one comes in, but we have them together, and that's fine because they work together. Ladies and gentlemen, help me and my co-hosts introduce big-time producer of films, Mr. Ski Skinner. How are you, sir?
Oh, doing fine. You? How's everybody doing?
All right.
Hey.
Well, talk to us, Skinner. Tell us how you doing. How you been doing? I'll tell you what. Let's go right into it and skip all the formalities. We know everybody's doing good. We know you're doing good. Let's talk about Pieces of a Dream and the newer projects that you have coming out. And since this movie depicts your star and your star is on the other line, we want to also reel him in right now. Also, ladies and gentlemen, in our listening world, Africa, America, Chicago, wherever you're listening at, please put your hands together for actor extraordinaire, acting coach extraordinaire, Mr. Harold Dennis. How are you, Harold?
Great. Thank you, Deacon, for having me.
All right, I appreciate that. Now, Harold and Skinner, because we were promoting that you all were going to be on air, there's a few questions that a listener who also follows our website, follows our radio stations, they chimed in on a question, and I'm so sorry that I did not wear my glasses from my mind. This is a young producer, emerging producer from Pakistan. I'm 18 years old, from Pakistan, and I'm just trying to get into the film production business, what advice can you give me? I guess that would be for Skinner first.
Sure, sure. I mean, one of the first things, being international, the social media is one great way to get your information out to the people, spread your information as well, connect, network, and so forth. There's so many mediums to tap in nowadays that we didn't have access to 20, 30 years ago. So you want to start, from somewhere, and social media will be a great place for you to begin networking and building your name.
Okay, and I'm going back and forth, so I need for you all. I'm going back and forth, so I need for you all to kind of work with me a little bit. Harold Dennis. So this was Instagram. Armand, I'm glad that you're tuning in, and hopefully Skinner answered your question. If he didn't, you can hit us live right now, or just leave a message later on our page, and we'll get you next week. But for Harold Dennis, we're jumping over to LinkedIn. We're live on LinkedIn. Hello to all of our LinkedIn people. Emily is an emerging actress, and she wants to know how can she get started, where can she find jobs that are suitable for an emerging actress. And Emily is on LinkedIn, and she's coming out of Detroit. Okay, what's up, Emily in Detroit? Okay.
Okay, so 25, 28 years ago, there was nothing, and then Craigslist came along, and I was searching that for local jobs. So now you have Google, like he said, there's social media groups, acting groups in your area. Just join the groups and keep an eye out, and Google for jobs. Look for agents. And so these things are online now, and they're easily accessible. You just have to know what it is that you want and ask the question.
Sounds good. I know that in a second, very brief questions that our hosts have for both of you gentlemen, Princess, Pat, Omar. So we're going to get into that in one second, but we want to quickly ask, real brief from you guys, because we're going to be shutting down the show real soon, and we want to make sure that the listeners get as much out of this as possible. Pieces of a Dream. How starring Harold Dennis and Raz B from the hit group Immature. I love the movie. The movie brought me to tears. You know that, Harold, because I called you with tears in my eyes. It brought home, because when you're dealing with a lot of mental illness and things hit home, you feel some kind of way. How did it come? Skinner, Harold, how did it come about? How did you all come together? Skinner, you're producing this thing down in Alton, Illinois. Harold is your star. How did this start? Either one of you all can.
Yeah, and I'll kick it off here, and then you can jump in. In essence, me and my writer, Paul Grant, started from a group of poems, and we strung 4 poems into a screenplay, and we raised the money, went and shot the film, in Alton, Illinois. And Harold, literally, we met Harold about 5, 6 years before with our previous film that was out and doing well. And he always wanted to work with us, and opportunity arose. He came to auditions, knocked it out the park, and we cast him as one of the lead characters and so forth. But film's done incredibly well for us and continues to do well for us. But Harold, you can kind of piggyback. It's a long story.
You played a priest or a preacher.
Yeah, yes. A priest dealing with problems of his own, attempting to help the community with problems of his own. Like I said, it was a long story, and it was a journey, and happenstance and all that landed me that role. I saw these guys at the Black Harvest Film Festival in Chicago for their film Vacant Lot, and I said 5 years before, one day I'd like to work with those guys.
Okay. Well, let's get into the questions real quick. That sounds good. I'm loving this, man. This is what I wanted to do. Better than Rush Limbaugh and all those guys. No. Pat, did you have a question for one of our guests?
I got a question right out the gate. How long did it take you all to raise capital to produce it?
Well, literally, I had to see. I want to say it only took about a month and a half. It really about a month and a half, 2 months. I mean,
45 to 60 days.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I raised the capital. I've been doing it since pretty much my sophomore, my junior year in college, but progressively going up.
Okay, so now that got to go into the second question. How much did it cost? If you talk about 45 days to 60, I've been raising capital.
I mean, the initial budget was $400K, but the film literally, when you see people that see the film, you wouldn't know it. People thought it was $3 million.
Definitely.
Y'all raised 400K in 45 days?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all, that was a blessing, dude. I got to talk to you all.
Right. Call Gay Films and tell him to call Steve Skinner.
But, Brother Omar, let me share a quick story with you, Brother Omar. I mean, I've been a fan of yours since back in the day. You know, so pleasure to be with you. And I love to rap with you, definitely. I love the network because I'm seriously a fan of yours.
Oh, beautiful. But you got a story? You got a quick story?
Yeah. I'm the fan from back in the 5-year-old days, so I'm back there with you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Now, myself and Omar met around Leslie. That was years ago.
Oh yeah. So I've definitely. I mean, you've been on my radar for years.
And they are both filmed here. They are both.
Yeah.
But one of the problems is when you're creative, it's a bigger film vehicle. So the 400,000, and a lot of people that don't understand that, I have to remind them this: if you're going to do Harry Potter with warlords and witchcraft, you know you got to have a bigger budget. If you're going to have submarine space invaders, so a lot of times people think every budget fits every film, and I'm like, no, dude, it doesn't work that way. You know?
Yeah.
Well, Pat, do you have a question?
Sure. Let's see. For Mr. Dennis, I looked at your interview on PPC Network, and then I had a question from that. In your interview, you mentioned that your philosophy is to always encourage people to do more. Could you elaborate on what this means and how you apply this in a professional and personal life?
Good question.
Oh yeah, I think. Thank you. I think that interview, that one maybe was 13 years ago, and then I did another one a year or two after. Doing more means, you know, when you're sitting around wishing and hoping and thinking, you know, like, oh, I'd like to do this. Do some research, read a book, go to an acting class, go to a networking event, find interviews and articles. So doing more is just being aggressive, period.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
And okay, Princess K.
I'm here. My question is to both. As you are going down this journey in the film industry, and I know there's a lot of intricate moving parts to that because I've just been learning a little bit about it here in Louisville, Kentucky, and a lot of people don't know that here in Louisville and just our whole state as a whole, that we are offering all kinds of tax breaks and monies for people to come do their movies here. And Al Pacino is here doing a movie right now. Russell Crowe. I mean, there's been so many movies that have been done right here in Louisville, and a lot of movies all throughout the states. Have you all ever considered like looking at smaller places like the state of Kentucky to take advantage of them giving you money and all kinds of tax breaks to do movies here?
Let me just jump in real quick. Okay. My buddy Kenny Young is shooting a Christmas movie in Louisville, Kentucky right now. I had auditioned for it and didn't get the call back. So the opportunity for me to be there would have been right now, would have been there. So also, I did the Raisin in the Sun down at the Actors Theater.
Wow. I did a Raisin in the Sun. I love it.
I played Joseph Hussey. And it was real nice. But yeah, Louisville, I did the first film that I ever shot was in Louisville back in 2001. And it was my first lead role where I had speaking lines, and we shot all summer. And so, yeah, Louisville is a great place with great locations. I had super high moments when I was there in Louisville. It's a great place with great locations, woods, roads. Yeah, so yeah, I've thought about it a lot. No, I mean, I'm just piggybacking here, but it makes sense. I mean, yes, to answer your question, I look at all locations and definitely take advantage of the tax breaks. A lot of the states offer very good tax incentives and so forth, so you can pretty much make the old acronym $1 out of 15 cents.
I'm going to put you all in touch with, I don't know if you all know Nate Spencer. He used to be an actor, and a lot of movies that he's done has gone to Cannes, just a lot of places, but he's based here in Louisville, and he's working on 2 documentaries right now as we speak. But he's also the chairperson of the Black Film Association of Kentucky, and he's the vice president of the Film Association of Kentucky. So they are desperately looking for people, Omar, to spend their money with and to allow them the opportunity to get their movies and documentaries made right here in the great state of Kentucky.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's take this quick break with my man Skilo. And that right there is our slogan. We house your house. So if you're at the house, we housing it. Anyway, I'm acting real goofy today. I'm excited. This is the first time I've been happy in a long time. Because you all are so good. I'm so proud of us. If that makes sense. If that makes sense anyway. That's the Principal History Show every Saturday, 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. I almost forgot the time. Central Standard Time right here on your number one source for house music, We House Alexa, and local WHOS 89.9 FM. We house your house, as Skilo said, and we'll be right back. We got to pay some more bills. We'll be right back with our guest, film producer Ski Skinner, and great actor and coach Harold Dennis. Here we want to talk a little bit about your class and how that goes, and then briefly talk real quick with Skinner about new projects, and then talk with our hosts about their upcoming projects so we can close out and do this again next week, if that makes any kind of sense. We house your house. Back in a moment. Cool, y'all. So now we're in break for a few seconds. But everything sounds beautiful. I mean, all the questions, the responses, I love it.
Yeah, thanks. No problem. I'd like to connect on social media with your other guests if possible.
Yeah, I'm a guest. Yeah, but you and our host, like Pat is our host, Dr. Princess is our host, and Omar is our host. I don't say hostess because I don't want to hostess. That doesn't, they're not cupcakes.
You put your information in the chat.
Or I can just give you everybody's information.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Omar, you're in Chicago now?
No, I'm in North Carolina. I'm in Chicago on the 17th and 18th of July, but I'm working on film projects right now. So it's a conversation right now. And, I got a film with doesn't matter what I do. Men and women are more and more part in the community right now because women want to do a lot more than men are used to. And so that's a conversation. It's called a conversation that I can do anywhere. And it's ready right now. So we'll be doing that all in the summer. So it's like I got projects right now as I'm ready to go to battle without even talking to people. But it's always complicated getting the money. That's always been the issue.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Just reach out to me, brother. I mean, I'm on all the social media fronts, and obviously D got all my information. And just connect with me, definitely.
jumped right on as soon as you said that. I said, okay. Yeah, raising the cap.
That's why I laughed. Because I'm like, damn, I'm not trying to get capital. And this guy got capital in what it takes to get a food stamp check. Oh, no. Damn. Uh-oh. It went out again. All right, now here's my man, Skill, with a club song, y'all. We'll be back in a moment with more of History and Principles.
Recording in progress.
I've seen him once or twice over the decades. But yeah, I remember meeting him around back in 97, 8, 9, somewhere up in there for the first time.
He died a few years ago, but I just wondered if
oh my goodness.
y'all knew each other. Yeah. But I think we're all here for stuff.
What are you talking about, Mel? You talking about Mel?
I was talking about Kitty Davis, the office I used to manage.
Oh, did you tell me he passed out? I didn't even remember.
Yeah, he passed, I don't know how many years ago. I went to see his mother last year when I came there to Chicago.
Right.
I saw you and Alveria.
Right.
Yeah, I went to see his mother, and she, that's how I found out he passed before I went to see her.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't go to his funeral because I didn't know.
Hey, does he know Chester?
You know Chester Gregory?
Maybe
I'm surprised you don't know Chester. Yeah, it seems like you guys would know each other because Chester is doing big things too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Chester came out of Black Ensemble Theater. We're talking about the ETA Theater.
Yeah, Jackie Taylor.
Jackie Taylor's Black Ensemble.
Black, whatever. It's ETA, that's right, ETA, yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm muting so I can get Kim back on.
Okay, we're playing a song for Skilo. Now that he made for me for the station. So that's about to go off. So when she comes on, Pat, you don't need to. We're gonna be on there. You don't need to say she's on. If you're gonna say that, say it, professionally. Like, oh yeah, we got. We don't even need to know. All she got to do is just talk. You know what I mean? I acknowledge her. You know what I mean? Because we're live, so we don't want anybody to know what we're doing on the side. The song is about to go off in a few, and we're going to go back live again. But everybody there, Harold, Skinner, Omar?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yes, and Kim's coming back now.
Cool. We're going to go hot in about 9 minutes. 9 minutes. About 1 minute. 9 minutes. 1 minute. Yeah, Skeeter made two new songs, club song and something else, and we've been playing it, getting them some numbers. So got to let people know we pay royalties. We hit up ASCAP, BMI. See, Omar doing his movies and music and books, BBM, BMM. And that's Skilo. icon hip hop artist. Actually, Skilo, along with Sony Orchard, signed our ballroom stepping show, Step on It, to the label for distribution on various streaming sites. So, real quick though, Skinner, Pieces of a Dream is on Tubi right now. It's burning up. Where else is it? And we'll get back into what we initially spoke on before.
Yeah, right now it's worldwide on Tubi. I mean, they've pushed it, and it's done well and everything, but kind of slide into the next project, which is a much bigger format as well. So we can rap about that in a little bit as well.
No, you can tell us about it right now. So there's no time like the right time.
Okay, yeah. In essence, I mean, we're basically closing out funding for the next feature film pieces. It's Deeper Shade of Blue.
Wow.
It's a much bigger budget. And we're looking at starting filming towards the end of the year, late third quarter, early fourth quarter. And we're looking at shooting in my hometown of Fulton, Illinois, which is right by St. Louis, but it's on the Illinois side of Bridge connected to. And then we'll be shooting in Chicago as well. So, and we're looking at about 2 or 3 stars and faces to bring them in and so forth. So that's going to be a huge project that we're looking at launching on and getting out in the theaters early next year.
Wow. And so this is going to the box office and to stream.
Yes, we're going to initially theatrical release and then just go down from there.
Okay, real quick break, y'all. Man, I love my voice. No, I'm just joking. I hate my voice. I'm sorry, Skinner. Listen, I really hate listening to my voice. I have my other voiceover people, and I have to utilize them, Cynthia Bean and all those good guys. And so now we want to definitely get into the part of the show where we're talking about current news. So, real brief. With our host, because we're about to close out very soon. What is going on in the news from what you all see? Miss Patricia Brower, we'll start with you, Brower Entertainment.
I'm sorry, I don't have anything to report. I haven't thought about it.
Dr. Princess, what about you? Okay.
I had to think for a moment.
Okay.
Repeat the question.
We'll come back to you. Think about this is the segment of the show we're talking about current news from your standpoint. Now, I almost said current news from your point of views, and then I would have been rhyming again. I would have drove myself crazy on the air in front of all these people. So I had to switch it. So you think about that. Omar, what do you have in the news from either your neck of the woods or anywhere in the world or the country that you want to talk about briefly?
For male, that's in the sports. Football is my favorite sport. So
Okay.
I'm watching the draft. St. George and Sanders' son has not been drafted yet, and they're in the 4th round. They have 5 quarterbacks go before them. So we're going to be talking about that for the rest of the month.
Dr. Princess, how about you?
Okay, I'm ready now. So here in Louisville, Kentucky, we are getting ready for the Run for the Roses next Saturday. So I will be doing the show live from the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, wow.
It is the fastest 2 minutes in sports. Also, Magic Johnson came to Louisville at one time. He said, man, I wish I would have known this. This is like the Super Bowl and the Mardi Gras rolled up into one. So we don't have anything going on but galas. All the celebrities are coming in town. We're just doing it up. All kinds of brunches, lunches, everything. And as you all well know, Jack Harlow, who's from Louisville. He is putting on a concert. And so we just got a lot of stuff going on here in Louisville. If you're not a part of it, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, see, I love it. Then that means that all of our listeners, to all you listeners everywhere, wherever you're at, Chicago, New York, California, overseas, Africa, Brazil, Dr. Princess K is going to take us live at some of those events. Well, because some of those events are going to be between 12 and 2 Saturdays, so we're going to be happy to have her reporting live from those events. Of course, I'll be soon at NASCAR again this year for our second annual We House partnership with NASCAR. So there's a lot of big things going on with the news. A lot in the news. So next week we'll have new news from you. We'll try not to say the man's name, but we will talk about the craziness that's going on in the White House with the Capitol. And we definitely want to know about each city's mayor, governor, state rep, senator, whatever's going on positive, whatever's going on negative. We want to definitely have you all chime in at Wheelhouse Alexa or Alexa directly. You can leave comments there. Also at wehouseradionetwork.org. Oh my God, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, X. Leave all of your comments on our WeHouse pages. They're all over the place. Or you can leave a comment on any one of our hosts' pages and let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods so we can talk back. Become a reporter for us, and we will pay you all in green stamps. All right? That's coming straight from the host. That's coming straight from the host right there. And if you, I have to say this because I have to debunk some things that just jacked me up real quick, and we'll go back into the rest of the show. And this just goes to show you, no matter how smart you are, you can be jacked up a little bit. I just recently realized, past 50 years old, as smart as my little tail is, a man that knows anything knows he knows nothing at all. Thought that a cocktail drink, which I never told anybody because I thought I knew all, was a drink with bird feathers in it. Yes. I'm so embarrassed to say that, but I have the strength to say that, I have the scruff to say today that I thought a cocktail was a drink with bird feathers in a cocktail. It took me a long time to realize that Christopher Noth from Sex and the City was also Christopher Noth from Law and Order. Looking right at the man's face every day and just realized that's Mr. Big from Sex and the City. Oh my God. So just a lot of things that you just don't know, you just don't realize. And what is my point? My point is, no matter how big we think we are, we're just not as big as we think we are. Every day is a learning experience. The earth is over millions of years old, so we have to debunk all of the systematics. And as this show goes on, we will do that week by week by week. I'm looking for longevity. I want us to be around another 10 years from now and have more great hosts. More great hosts. I'm sorry, the same great hosts, more great guests. They can find us already. The same great guests, and then we have a couple of characters that we're going to introduce in the next couple of weeks. And there are a couple from down south, Willacoochee, Georgia, Willie and Gertrude. So they will be introduced. These are characters that give their opinions on everything from a down south gutter English atmosphere, background, way of looking at things. I just want to say right now, that's how they do it. I don't like that man down there around yonder in Washington, D.C. That's how they talk. So you'll hear all about them real soon. And we're going to send them all over the world doing reports. So getting back into the show, that's going to be so fun. Getting back into the show, we want to get ready for our closeout. So we want to get some final words from both of our guests, starting with Mr. Skinner, famed film producer. Try to say that 3 times.
No, I just want to tell everybody again, just stay encouraged, but stay in touch as well. Network as much as you can. We can help one another. That's one thing we can learn from the atmosphere of what's going on today. You really have to dictate your own future, control your future, and together we're stronger than we are separate.
Amen to that. Harold Dennis, actor, coach. Definitely let us know about when your classes are and how people can sign up.
Okay, the workshops, I've been doing them since the pandemic. I was teaching over at Second City, acting on camera. When they closed down, I just started doing workshops right here on Zoom. And so people can join them from all over the world with access. My sister's been in Germany and all over the place, and she jumps right in. So it's a 2-hour workshop class weekly. Anyone can join. You just have to register and send me a message. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, Harold Dennis, or 99 Films on the Wall on Instagram. And just stay encouraged. Move around, network, do more network. I'll be going to a networking event in a few hours with other actors and filmmakers here in Chicago. Just move around.
Oh, well, we'd like to have given you a mic to go live at those events. Let me ask you one quick question. Why 99 films on the wall?
Back in 2001, 2, somewhere around there, I was laying there on the couch, and the idea came to me. I wanted to have 100 films posted on IMDb. And when I discovered IMDb, actually, it was 2004 when Ski posted Pieces of a Dream. I was like, wow, what is this page? And I started looking around, and so the idea came, like, I want to have 100 films on IMDb.
Okay.
And I would like to have 100 films, and then when I saw IMDb, I'd like to have 100 films on IMDb. And so the idea, 99 films, 99 bottles
A beer on the wall.
films on the wall, and it just stuck.
The only part of that is about in comparison, if one of those bottles should happen to fall, but I mean, what do we say then? If one of those films should happen to fall, I don't know.
Then I guess all my dreams come true.
Okay, got you. Good enough for me. So for again, giving this show is being brought to you by and sponsored by Jones Media, Brower Entertainment, and Hot Live Entertainment. We want to talk with our hosts and find out in closing of the show, because we're about to close. And again, we want to thank everyone for tuning in on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on wehouseradionetwork.org, powered by SecureNet Cyrus and Alexa, as well as our local Chicago listeners at WHOS 89.9 FM. We want to now allow our hosts to let our listeners know what's going on with them personally in terms of their various companies. What's going on with Brower Entertainment?
Oh, always put me on the spot. Let's see. Can you hear me?
I think the world can hear you, Pat.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I had myself on mute. What's going on? Well, right now I'm just working on my company, Brower Entertainment, with the booking of my clients and PR for my clients, as well as, I forgot to mention, like, me and a princess, we're working on, me and Dr. Kimberly Cecil Jones, I forgot. We're using her new name, but we are working we're working on a Kwanzaa project where we're trying to make Kwanzaa knowledgeable to everybody on a daily basis. So we started in December when we did a 7-day Kwanzaa event where we interviewed various people. You can look at all that stuff on my website at browerentertainment.com. I also have a book that I wrote. Was a tutorial on how to celebrate Kwanzaa, so that is available if you want to look at that. Our next project that we're targeted to do is on Juneteenth, teaching people how to, or guiding people how to celebrate Kwanzaa on Juneteenth as well. So we want, our ultimate goal is to bring those principles of Kwanzaa into everyday life and practice it in everyday life. But we're doing slow steps this year, so we're going from Christmas to Juneteenth and then the next holiday, and then try to roll things out, on a daily basis. It's a huge project. It was a huge thing to do for the Kwanzaa period, but we are on the road with that. So you should hear more of that about us. You can see all things. You can see the interviews on all the podcasts, iHeart, all those. If you look up Kwanzaa 365, I believe you can see the deacons on the first day of Kwanzaa. He spoke for us, so you can see him as well. So those are the two big projects that I'm working on right now. That's it. Thanks.
Sounds good. Sounds lovely. Dr. Kimberly Cecil Jones, what's happening with Jones Media?
Well, actually, what we're doing now is just tying up all of our AI expertise, and we're getting involved in that. And also, I'm just continuing to be a co-host on a podcast called Kernels of Truth. All of us are Kentucky Colonels, which is the highest level of an award that you can receive from our governor here in Kentucky. And then also, I have been helping, our governor has started a new podcast called The Andy Brashear Show. And I've been helping with production on that. And also with Jones Media, we are doing communications, working on different campaigns. I personally was on the communications team as a paid staffer for Hillary Clinton for president twice, and many others that have ran for U.S. Senator, things of that nature. I've been the chairperson of a campaign. They were in the top 3 of U.S. Senator here in Kentucky. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just doing those things, and I plan to go to Saudi Arabia very, very soon to visit my daughter.
Wow.
And get me a rich sheik or something.
Janet Jackson.
I said, is MBS, is he available? I mean, why has he got? My daughter said, I think he's got about 20. I said, well, I'll be 21. Well, she's over abroad. She's in the States. I'll just stay over here and get the billions, right? So I'll be visiting over there, and she's intelligence officer for the Air Force. So that's going to be fun, and I'll be doing some shows from Saudi Arabia as well here on Principles and History.
Beautiful.
It's exciting for me, and I'm gonna also say this. This show will be around forever and ever because we're talking about things that people really want to hear about. And I think that all of us are very real. And for your inaugural guest today, Ski Skinner and Mr. Harold Dennis, I think that they were the best of the best for your first show today.
That's right. I agree with that. I agree totally. I agree totally. And then, Dr. Jones, you said something that I didn't know that makes sense now. Because for a long time, and I'm not being funny, probably you all gonna probably start laughing, but for a long time I was wondering, how did this man, the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy, Sanders, become a colonel? You know, and I've seen programs, but they never really touched on it. But I'm now I understand the governor probably gave him this honor some time ago. When he started making chicken, he was not called the colonel, but I guess because he revolutionized the way of making it faster for people that are on the go, that the governor, the state of Kentucky decided to honor him with this title of colonel, Kentucky colonel. Because I'm sure a lot of people have been wondering, how did he become a colonel? He wasn't in the service. I did his background. So now you opened up with what you said. Okay, that makes sense. Like, see,
can I give a little tidbit on that real quick?
Sure.
He stole that recipe
Of course.
from a melanated woman.
Of course.
Okay, for a couple of bucks.
Of course. Come on, the traffic light, the list goes on and on. So we're gonna be talking about a lot of that as the months go on. So yeah, like I mimic what you said, Doctor. Everything is gonna be on point with the show because we're constantly talking about things, but then you're talking about history and you're bringing it into the present, and so that's going to be around forever. Skinner, I wanted to play the interview that Ebert and Cisco did, and for some reason I can't find it. But I mean, it's being played like every day anyway. It never stopped. It's been being played since like 2021. So if that was a copywritten because artists, we have the Unsigned Independent Artist Show coming up next, hosted by yours truly, with the Slam It or Jam It segment, hosted by Skilo, icon hip hop artist. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her. Wish I had a rabbit in the head. Let me stop. And Skilo, that song is everywhere. It's on the Coca-Cola commercials. It's on the Toyota commercials. ESPN. It's in the movies and so forth and so on. So yeah, that's coming up shortly. And for all of you all that want to be a part of that and want to send music in, we do the top 20, and then we do that Slam It or Jam It segment where we pick 3 songs, and you call us, write us, do the whole 9 yards, and say, hey, keep playing it, get rid of it. And that concept came from Chicago, an old station that I was a part of years ago, WGCI. We had the Slam It or Jam It. We had the Coke Top 9 at 9. And I love it. Skilo said, man, I would love to bring that back. So that's what we're doing. That's coming up next, and that's from 2 to 5 p.m. Shortly after that is the show, Underwood Rewind Show. And Monday through Fridays, 2 to 6 p.m. Central Time, is the Super House Music DJ Show with DJ Kevin McSwain. I'm just pumped up about this We House Alexa situation and WHOS and the power that we have to talk to the people. Finally, we want to talk. Final words from our host, New York best-selling book author Omar Tyree, and then we're going to give you all some information, housekeeping, and shut it out. How about that? Get ready for the next show. Omar Tyree, what's going on? Briefly with Hot Lava Entertainment with Omar Tyree Entertainment.
Yeah, if you go to the website, hotlavaentertainment.com, you'll see that the live re-release is coming back out. I'm also part of a male magazine called Black Men in America magazine. Right? A lot of write-ups each month, part of the podcast there. But I'm going to hit up Sister Jones because she talked about this weekend coming with all the brunches and all that kind of stuff. I want to head on out to Louisville. I wrote some stuff about Louisville as well. But I'm going to connect with her and see if I can come on out there this coming weekend or the next weekend it's supposed to happen and go out there and meet people and have a good time in Louisville. So
I said, they let Omar Tyree up in here. Wherever you go, they're going to welcome you. And you got to make sure that you let them know that you're there. But listen, when you said a male magazine, you didn't, the male magazine didn't get out too quick before my brain said, I hope this man is not going to say that he's a part of a male stripper review or something.
it's called Black Men in America. It's called Black Men in America magazine.
You're right. The magazine, I just thought you were going to tell me you were part of some kind of review. That's all. For the ladies. Anyway, finish with you. I'm sorry. I know somebody's listening saying I would like to kick Deacon in his shins. So I'm sorry. Continue with what you were saying. Omar, I'm sorry.
Oh no, this Black Men in America magazine. And it's an international magazine. We got folks following us in Brazil and London and over in New Zealand and Canada. So it's a pretty good vehicle. And I'm writing different blogs that are long too. Everybody's used to short writing now. They allow me to write 2,000 words. Which right now, dude, you get to write 2,000 words in an article. That's like writing the daggone term paper right now.
Yeah. So you have merchandise, right, Omar? Where can they order the merchandise?
Oh yeah, the merchandise. You go to the hotlavaentertainment.com. And the merchandise is going to be coming right now. I'm just showing it on Instagram. Fly Girl Fridays. Every Friday we have some new merchandise. And then the books. You can always get the books. All you got to do is have a book title and plop in my name on any search, and you can get it from Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Australia. Crown went out of business, but Chicago was one of the main cities for Crown. So that's sad that but that's what happens with a lot of bookstores now. Amazon is the big dog. So you can order everything. But my gear with the Fly Girl stuff, I'm coming out with the Fly Girl brand, of course. When you go to the website, you see that. But we're about to start that real soon for the summer.
Okay, all of you all, one after the other, give us your website and your email, starting with our 2 guests, Skinner and Mr. Harold Dennis.
Yeah, for me, Ski Skinner, if you just type in my name, SKEESKINNER, on all the social media platforms, you'll be able to access me.
Double J, Jeff Jarrett. Hair Business.
Yeah, 99 films on the wall. That's the number 99 films with an S on the wall on all social media. Except LinkedIn, it's Harold Dennis.
Okay, Dr. Kimberly Jones. I mean, and this is every week that our hosts are giving out their information. So you listeners that want to use their services, now you can get in touch with them. And as you all can see, these are top of the line. This is we don't do anything small. I'm sorry. We too old to be starting all over again. We big time. We big time over here. All right, big money over here. So you want to sponsor the show? Hit us up at wehouseradionetworkalexa@gmail.com. Kimberly, give us your email and website, please. Dr. Kimberly.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's a long road to get there to doctor.
Amen.
Let me tell you. But we're redoing my website right now, so I won't give that. But I can give you my email address. Anybody can contact me at any time. And that's Jones Media and numeric 4, jonesmedia4@gmail.com. And you can pretty much find me anywhere on social media, especially Facebook. See, Deacon, now I have to get my social media stuff back together.
Definitely.
I've been like late for a year.
Definitely.
But Kimberly Cecil Jones, you can find me on all social media platforms, especially Facebook.
Wow. Sounds good. Miss Patricia Brower, proprietor of Brower Entertainment, Ohio.
Email is patricia@browerentertainment.com. Website is browerentertainment.com, which is BROWER entertainment.com.
Beautiful.
All social media, Patricia Brower.
All social media, Patricia Brower. So no Brower Entertainment pages on their Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever?
Facebook got hacked. Patricia Brower, LinkedIn. I do have Brower Entertainment and all that. I have a booking agent training group on LinkedIn that's kind of neat. I'm all over the place. But you look up Patricia Brower, everything will come up. Because I just have so many different businesses, I can't give them all out. So just Patricia Brower, and they'll pop up.
You know, just real brief, and I know everybody got crack up laughing. They're already laughing. Do you remember Martin Lawrence?
I remember that quite well.
Can you tell everybody about that? Okay, I'll start it.
Let me remember.
Stan Lathan, who promoted Run Tell That, did a show with the Chicago Music Family. That was the Chicago Music Family. Big ups to all of our old members, Terry Bell, etc. We were pushing the music industry. Oh my God, it was over 20 years ago. Nonetheless, Stan Lathan came to me before the show. We did a big after party at the Click, which became something else, which I don't want to get into that because I was all over the news. Nonetheless, asked me to roast Martin Lawrence while he was doing an extra night of Run Tell That, because they were supposed to be done with the show, but the music family booked Martin Lawrence to do his Run Tell That tour for show for another day, Monday. They asked me to ride him, and my God, I didn't know what I was thinking. And I ride him, and before you know it, he turned on the lights. Everybody, so he said, "Who in the heck is that doing?" And everybody pointed to me, and then he looked at that, and he said,
We were in the front row.
well, I mean, that's why they put us there, so that I can. It's something that they normally do at shows. Back in the days anyway, they used to have certain people. They did that at Miltroneers when rest his soul, a friend of mine, a friend of ours, Bernie Mac, when he would do his shows at Miltroneers. They did it with Alfonso Ribeiro. They asked him to sit up in the front and ride. Bernie Mac and Bernie Mac, so they did the same thing. And when that happened, the whole point of Run Tell That was Martin hated the media, the critics. You don't do what I do, but you want to criticize what I do. And that was the whole thing. And here I am, a media guy, sitting in the front row, harassing this guy. And he says, hold on. And then but they didn't tell me what was going to happen after that. I was just oblivious to that. It was just crazy. And they just stopped everything, turned the house lights on. And Martin said, well, what is that doing? And then they all pointed at me, and then I was laughing, and he talked about my teeth. He said, look at his teeth. It look like he got chick licks in his mouth. And then he looked at Pat, and he said, is that your husband? And Pat said, no. He said,
I'm sucking a cheek. Then we went to the after party together, and Martin saw us together like y'all were lying. Because we went, he had something upstairs, where he had a meet and greet going on. So we went to go interview him, and we were together. Like Deacon said, we don't want to talk about that.
It was insane. And do you remember when we found out who his head of security is? It's Nipsey, the bartender from the Martin show, was also his actual head of security in real life. So yeah, Nipsey was doing. He owes, I guess, a big portion of his career to Martin because Martin is the one that introduced us to him. So yeah, that was a very interesting night. It also taught me to not be in the front row heckling the comedians. And that became a big deal because after that, several local Chicago producers, like we had the at the auditorium theater, we had the big contest because everybody had the what Pat was just talking about earlier, the competitions, and so we had a local radio station competition like Idol, and we had all these different people, Kels, Kanye West, everybody was there, and one of the comedians got on stage. I was expecting my daughter at the time, and he talked about me like a dog in front of Kanye and everybody, Birdman, just everybody, and just like at the Chicago theater when you go to the washroom, you let them talk about you like that. So what am I supposed to do? Run the stage and rush the stage and so forth. So many shows after that, producers would ask me to just do something that would, they would make sure I was just right in the very front row and have these guys. Even Kanye came up to me and said, "My God, Deacon, he ragged the heck out of you." So just the life, man, just the life of being a journalist working in this world. I appreciate you all because all of you all bring so much to the entertainment community, and I'm glad that you all are politicking and networking behind the scenes because this is a big group here. This is a multi-trillion-dollar priceless group here of stars and starlets that are doing so much, and I'm just happy that God has allowed us to come together under this medium. And again, thank you to all of our listeners of different backgrounds, different cultures, different ways of thinking, and we want to encourage you to tune in every Saturday, 12 to 2 p.m. noon Central Standard Time, afternoon. Tell your friends, tell your family, your co-worker. If you want to tune in directly, wehouseradionetwork.org. But mainly, if you want, to our Alexa people, we're exclusively on Alexa. We have set up other radio apps. Radio.net with 1D, radio.net with 2Ds, streamer.com, live online. So definitely other outlets for those that already have those apps. Just type in We House Radio Network or WHOS, and there you are. You'll see our big logo, and you can tune in anytime, just day to day. Tell your family, your friends. But for this show, again, it's every Saturday, 12 to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have some hot topics for you. We'll have some very interesting guests. We have more guests. I think next week's guest is going to be Mr. Charles Dew, CEO of Habilitated Services, Inc., which is a community group. And you will hear nothing but things that benefit the community here on this network and on this show. So I'm just proud of our first inaugural show. I'm glad that Dr. Jones enunciated all of the words. She said it better than I could have said it. I took speech, and for some reason, if you don't use a lot of your vowels on a regular basis, you lose them. I never heard So everybody speaks slang. So I'm so sorry that I didn't. No, I'm just joking. Y'all.
That's cool because we all have stories. We have tons of stories. Once I was headed to Atlanta for Christmas on Christmas Day back in '06, and I was walking through Midway Airport. I'm walking through this little area after I had showed my ID and ticket. And then from this side, this is '06, here comes Barack Obama in this little area with his entourage. And he stops and he starts looking at me. And I says, I know who this guy is. Do I know him from somewhere? And so I look over my shoulder, there's no one else in the room except him and his entourage. And I don't say anything to him, he doesn't say anything to me. And so then after about 15 seconds, he nods and keeps walking. And I was like, wow, I'm special.
We're about to close out. Thanks, Pat. I appreciate you all. wehouseradionetwork.org. wehousealexa@gmail.com. Thank you all again for tuning in. This has been the History and Principles Show. Check us out next week. And always remember, we house, your house. Sylvia Strickland coming out right now with Can't Turn Me Away. Okay, so now we have to go back. Harold. Cool. Cool. Now, well, the one thing about it, we oh my God. I hit the wrong Skinner. God damn, everybody's got everybody's email. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, nobody thinks everybody's got everybody's email. Brower, Omar, Skinner, Harold, Jones, Brower. Oh, okay, we did that. Warehouse. Your house. Okay. Woo. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Oh, man. Woo. Woo. Oh my goodness. I tried the characters out on there. It's gonna get better as I go along with it. The characters are gonna pop up. You know, the whole thing. So the 2 hours is gonna actually, because we stopped 10 minutes early. So that's taking up to 10 minutes. Woo. Woo, 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 woo. That's actually, the show turned out better than what I thought it was. It would have, to be honest. So that's a good thing. I think everybody kind of got an idea of now how we're gonna be doing this thing. So I need to get the guests for next week. I don't know why this cut off. Damn, I'm glad this motherfucker